Hey York, welcome to our podcast where we will be sharing some of our student stories. From culture on campus to inspiring individuals, we will give you an insight into our international student community at York. I'm Fedor, I'm from Russia, and I am a first-year history PhD student. Starting at university can seem a bit scary, but don't worry. At York, there are loads of ways you'll be supported, including help from your fellow students. Today we're joined by two students who have taken on mentoring roles. Deb and Kamal, guys, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Deb. I'm from Brazil, a third-year biochemistry student. And in my first year, we have what we usually have, which are second and third year contacts. And my second year of uni, I decided to become a second year contact for Goodrick College.
Hi, I'm Kamal from Palestine, an international student in chemistry department doing a master degree in data science. I will share my experience as a student representative for data science student, also as a member in academic committee at the Student Union Council at the University of York.
Well, just to kick us off, I'll ask you an open question. Can you both tell me why you wanted to take on a mentorship role?
Yeah, if I can start.
Oh yeah, for sure, ladies first.
Thank you. So in my first year, when I was completely new to the country and I was completely new to university, I think it was really helpful having a stick in Goodrick College. And I think not only it made me feel a lot more welcome to my college and to my uni, but it really united my flat and I. Our stick also had stick friends, so we really created this very unique community, and we still talk to this day. And I wanted to give freshers and people who had just joined uni the same experience if I could, because it was something I don't think I'll ever forget, and it made me feel a lot more at home.
Can you repeat the question? Because I forget the question, please.
It's okay. Why did you want to take the mentorship role?
The first reason was because I'm an international student, and I really want an international student to be have an influence in the Student Union Council, and I want a lot to be their voices to be heard for the assessments, for their concern, for their helping them in finding accommodation. So I felt that by having a role in the Student Union Council at the University of York and having a role as a student representative in the chemistry department, I can help them in achieving this thing and this concern.
That sounds amazing. Right, now to sort of a more extensive interview bit. Deb, could you tell us a bit about your role and what exactly it involved?
My role primarily involved welcoming freshers into their accommodation in Freshers Week, so as soon as people arrived into Goodrick. It also involved taking them to introduction, not lectures, but like the Vice Chancellor talk, showing them around campus, showing them around the town and city, and also taking them out on nights out and ensuring that they felt welcomed and ensuring that they felt safe. And my friend and I, we were together. So it was 2 sticks for a flat of 14 people, I think, 12 people. I think we also ended up joining my other flatmates. So we had about 3 flats, which we were overlooking. And we also had game nights and different activities to make sure that everyone felt welcomed and joining in.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Did you get any training or support that was provided to you?
We did get some training from Goodrick College on generally what the role was going to be about, on what to do in case of more sensitive subjects. Although I think those are really good baselines, but I think a lot is learned on the job at the time. Also, I think what I saw from my stick in first year really helped me develop the role. So there was guidance and support along the way as well.
Oh, that's great. What skills did you gain from this experience then?
Oh my God, so many. I think the 2 main ones were creativity and kind of decision management skills at the time, because a lot happens that you're not prepared for. It's Freshers Week. It's very difficult for people. I remember it was very difficult for me, and people deal with it in different ways. There are people who want to go all out and go to every activity, but people who are scared and people who don't feel that comfortable and want to stay in their rooms and prefer to have their own space and take their own time to get into uni. So I think managing this difference and kind of deciding what to do when people don't want to go out and people don't want to socialize and was something that we learned very quickly on the first days, and something that was really developed. And what is the best to do? Is it just leaving people or trying to encourage them to socialize? And creativity, because we're dealing with a lot of different people. I know in my flat we are completely different people. So how do we bridge these people together? How do we bring them? How do we unite different flats? It took a lot of thinking about what we were going to do for activities, for what was the best course of action, what is best to take people around campus, what should we highlight? Because at the end of the day, everyone has different interests. So I think the creativity when things weren't working out as well, and if an activity that we planned wasn't really the best option, what do we do then?
So even if something goes wrong, then you will still have fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
How does one become a stick then?
I think we received an email in June and September maybe, and it was just a Google Forms from our college, and we had to fill out explaining why we wanted to become sticks, why would we be suited for that role, what was our motivation, and if we wanted to either become sticks or stims. And I think stims are for the entire year rather than just for the first 2 weeks. So there was more than one occasion that we could apply to become sticks, and it was quite a simple process, just talking a bit about ourselves and why we were suited for that in a Google Forms.
Any fun stories to share?
Yes, many, but one that particularly caught my attention was on a night out, and we were in a flat who had only ensuite bathrooms. So we couldn't necessarily, it's a bit of a difficult one to ask people to go into their flats, to use their toilets. It's usually not advisable. We were taught that during training, for our safety and for other people's safety. So I opted to go to the Nucleus in Goodrick's bathroom before we went out. And we were with more than one flat. It was my friend and I, and other flatmates were with another flat. So I said, guys, please don't leave. I'm just going to the toilet. So I went to the Nucleus, managed to get back into the flat, went upstairs, and they weren't there. They weren't in the flat. Then I tried to leave, but the door was closed. I was locked inside this flat with no way to get out. So I called my friends and I said, where are you? And they answer, we are in the queue to the bus to go to town.
So they left you?
They completely left me. They said, we thought you had already gone to the queue. And I said, when did you hear me saying that? And they were like, Deb, I don't know what we're going to do. I said, someone's going to come here and get me out of this flat. And so I hear on the back of the phone, and they say, one of our freshers is going to you to get you out of the flat, because obviously he had the keys and whatever. So we were in Goodrick College. The bus stop at Constantine is maybe 5 minutes away if you run 3. And this fresher came running, managed to get there in 1 or 2 minutes. I don't know how. Went up the stairs, and I just saw him running. Got me out and said, Deb, we're gonna run. So we ran, and we didn't think we were going to get to the bus in time. The next bus was in an hour. I just know that we ran so much, and I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, thank me in the bus. So we managed to get to the bus right before the doors were shutting. And I was like, thank you so much. Why did you come? He was like, I couldn't leave you behind. And I was like, that is the sweetest things. My friends would have left me.
So there's an actual bond created between the sticks and their flats.
Exactly. And I was so thankful, and we had a wonderful night after that. It was something that I will never forget.
Off to Mal. Could you tell us a bit what your role involves then?
I will start by talking about my role as a student representative. I act as a bridge between a student and the faculty, the Department of Chemistry. We do gathering feedback on courses, assessments, and the student concern. Also, we attend meeting with the staff to discuss with them potential improvements and ensure students' academic and welfare needs are met. Also, for my role as an academic committee allows me to influence broader policies, ensuring that the student interests are represented at a higher level within the university. So that's really an amazing thing to do to help a student, especially international student.
Very interesting then. So what has been your favorite moment of being in this role so far then?
Favorite moment I can say when you successfully advocating for additional resources for data science students in chemistry department, seeing the direct impact of our efforts, whatever it's better course materials or extra workshop sessions or addressing workload concern, all of that has been incredibly rewarding for me.
Can you tell a bit more about the specific resources that you influenced in the department then?
I will be a little technical here. There is something called GitHub. It's for data science students.
Yes.
This GitHub just have in our department just one workshop. So I noticed that a lot of students, especially international students, because we don't use GitHub in the department. So I received a lot of emails from students telling me that, Kamal, we are really suffering using GitHub. Please help us. Ask our professors. Tell the department that we have this issue. So I managed that, and I told our supervisors and the team in chemistry department that we have this issue, and they were really so helpful and managed 2 extra workshops for us and 2 extra recording and sent this recording to us in emails, and all the students felt relaxed after that.
Something that I've noticed as well in my experience as a student here is that it's really tricky with international students because some of us might not have the same standardized curriculum as, for example, the A levels are. And I think the university does a lot to try and equalize that and give people the same opportunities, even though we all came from such different places with such different school systems and, different levels of knowledge.
I agree with that, exactly.
Well, how do you become a student representative then?
I think the process is easy. The department will send to all the students an email. Okay, do you want to act as a student representative? Then you need to reply to email. Yes, I wanted to be a student representative. And then they will send you another email, have an application. You need to fill that application and then send the application to them again. And then they will tell you, yes, you are in our team.
That sounds fairly simple, and
Yeah, exactly. It's an easy
I can
process.
see a bit of a common ground there. Check your emails because there will be opportunities
Exactly.
advertised. Well, would you recommend your roles to any future students then, both Deb and Kamal?
Yeah, for sure. I will recommend that because these rules offer a fantastic chance, fantastic opportunity to develop leadership skills, network with the faculty and fellow students, also actively to shape the academic environment. Also, it's empowering to see the impact of your contributions, and it's a great way to give back to the university community while gaining valuable skills for the future.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the whole point of giving back to the university was one of my main motivations, and I think it's an amazing thing to do. And I think you create memories that you will never forget. You make the most out of your university experience.
Let me hear about memory. I have unforgettable memory, okay? As an international student, the grading system is different than the grading system in UK. So me and, for example, my Chinese friends, my Arab friends, we used that to have 100% grading system. So when you have, for example, 60% out of 100%, it means that your effort is really bad. It's really bad. Just 10 minutes and you will fail in the course. When the first mark appeared in the VLE, most of us have around 60 to 68. So all of us feel so depressed. So what is happening? We used to have 90%, 99% in our countries. What is happening here? So I thought that I need to ask because it's impossible, because I know myself, my GPA was 4 out of 4 in Palestine. So how can I get this totally bad mark? So I asked my supervisor to meeting and I told him it's an emergency meeting. Please, I want an emergency meeting. And he agreed to that because he thinks that I'm suffering, I have mental health issues or something like that. So I told him, my doctor, me and a lot of students, we are feeling so sad and we wanted to withdraw from the course. He asked me why. I told him because our bad marks, look what I get. Compare my grades in Palestine and my grades here. He told me, this is mark for distinction. I told him, what? Because 70% is a distinction mark here in UK. I told him, oh, that means we need to do something to let all students to know. So if we can send an email illustrating and explaining these grades to our student. So that's really was so helpful. Yeah, so that's a funny and interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's what we miss sometimes, just having these mentor roles to let people who come from different backgrounds to show that university, like the differences and what it actually is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys both so much. This shall be all for today. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time.
Okay,
Thank you. See ya.